All right, everybody, welcome to today's session. And today I'm super excited about today because trust me, we are going to learn a lot. And I love to teach this particular topic because in the process of teaching, I learn a lot still. And many a times the questions that the executives get to ask in this particular session for today, I also get to learn a lot from their thinking and they get to stretch me with the questions that they ask. So I'm actually hoping that as we go through this particular session, I'm going to receive incredible questions and we're going to discuss about it. So before we go to the crux of the matter to look at customer acquisition model, let us start with an element of customer acquisition model, which is very important, which is called a niche market. I'm sure that if you have gone to business seminars, you have read books, you must have heard me mention, find your niche, oh, do this, find your niche, right? And for some people, they must have heard and they have an understanding of what that is. For some people, they have totally no idea. It's just like a new swag word as far as business is concerned and so on. But today, let us break it down and help you understand what a niche market is. So follow me carefully. A niche market is the subset of the market on which a specific product or service is concerned. It's a subset of a bigger market. For example, let's take Boris's ginger tea. Tea is something that anybody can drink in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. There's a general market for tea drinkers. If you are doing coffee, there's a general market for people who love to drink coffee. But now, Boris can decide to go deeper and create, either he creates or he looks for a subset of a market from that general market. Apart from having general people who love to drink ginger tea just for drinking sake, he can decide and create a subset of that market and said, okay, you know what? Why do uh, um, 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 people who have malaria like to drink ginger tea? Why do people who like who have cold and cough like to drink ginger tea? That is Boris trying to create a subset of a market from the general market. And that is why a niche market is, in some cases, some experts say that a niche market is a smaller segment of that larger market that you have discovered already. But you go deeper and you tailor your products, you narrow your product to a defined set of customers. Look at that keyword, a defined set of customers. We have established that Boris is targeting people who love to drink tea in the morning and evening. That's the general market. But he likes to go deeper and define a set of customers who consume his ginger tea for a particular reason. And discovering a niche market can actually change your business forever. It can change the value of your business. It can change the competitive nature of your business. It can change how you communicate the value of your business. And it can change how you acquire new markets or enter new markets as an entrepreneur. And products within a niche market typically satisfy specific customer needs. Follow me carefully. Typically satisfy specific customer needs, specific taste, or specific preferences. That's one thing. So if you are looking for a niche, if you are looking for a subsegment of a larger market, you need to make sure this particular product that I want to sell to this particular niche or this particular subsegment of a general market, is this product able to satisfy the specific needs of the customer? So if Boris is trying to create a subset market for diabetic patients or high blood pressure patients to drink his coffee, he needs to ascertain, he needs to go to a chemical lab or to any lab and begin to look at what is the positive relationship between ginger tea, boiled ginger tea, or dried ginger tea to high blood pressure patients or to diabetic patients or to people who are stressed because of work or because of sport or whatever, you begin to look at that relationship because it is your responsibility as an entrepreneur, as an executive, to make sure that you are not just excited about a niche market, but you need to make sure that that niche market or your product that you are using to target that niche market can typically satisfy the specific customer needs or the test of the customer. If you're selling like you're in the food industry, or the preferences, they could choose a particular product because of their class. Like for example, I know some barbing salons in let's say Bonamosadi, where a certain class of people, directors, people work high class civil servants, they like to go shave there. And the way these barbers have structured their barbing salons, it attracts only people who prefer their kind of services. And that is then restructuring and targeting that particular niche market according to their income level and social class. And that is why in customer acquisition, when you're trying to acquire customers, you need to make sure these customers I'm looking at, are they general customers or are they customers in a particular niche? They have particular preferences, and can my product, can my service satisfy the specific customer needs of this particular market? And the needs, these needs may take into consideration the customer's purchasing power, that's the purchaser's budget. It may take into consideration the location of the customer. It may take into consideration the interest of the customer or the attitude of the customer towards the product and many other factors. Other factors could be like association, right? Because maybe you're part of a particular class, you work in a particular kind of company, you're in a particular level of management executive, you decide not to drive a particular car, you drive on the Prados or Jeeps because that requires you to do that. So these needs can take any consideration, the budget, location, interest, and all of that. And these are things that you can use as an executive or an entrepreneur and determine your market. Now let's look at an example of niche markets that I try to bring it down. And after this, I'd like you guys to give you examples based on your understanding. We'll continue. Now we know gyms, right? There are popular gyms where anybody can go do sport on Sunday morning, Saturday morning, Wednesday mornings, Wednesday evenings, Friday evenings, all of that. But you can decide and create a gym just for pregnant women. That's a niche market. Why? Because you know that I think Donna can share his experience here, right? Maybe when the wife goes to the hospital when she was pregnant, they'll recommend some kind of exercises that the wife should be doing. So since pregnant women may not be able to carry out these exercises on their own, or they may not be able to discipline themselves and respect these kind of exercises, they can decide and come to your gym because your gym is well branded, tailored, and communicated to a particular niche of just pregnant women. Are we following?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, we're
Another
following.
example of a niche, I love the e-commerce industry. I love the e-commerce industry so much. Another example of a niche could be that, you know what, let us create an online platform to sell only cosmetics products for ladies who are between 18 years and 55. So in other words, we're not going to sell mommy people their products. If you mommy they buy some kind of go to the market, go to my house and try. If you are below 18 and you are broke, you are still depending on your parents to buy some certain things, we don't want you. We want ladies who have entered the slave queen age, ladies who have entered university age, ladies who have just gotten their first job, ladies who are still trying to get a job and want to look good and look attractive and look nice, ladies who are trying to get married and trying to brand themselves for a potential hobby to come find them. You get the point? We're trying to use this kind of characteristics to create your niche market. And you can build an e-commerce platform just to sell cosmetic products. You can also build an e-commerce platform and you're selling just mobile phones, strictly mobile phones of all companies who are in Africa. You see, that's a niche market. You're not selling all electronics. You are in the digital gadget industry, but you're selling just smartphones. You are not selling MacBooks. You are not selling iPads. You are not selling desktop computers. You are only selling smartphones. Meanwhile, another person can decide and create an e-commerce platform and decide, you know what, I'm going to sell products that video editors make and products that music producers need and products that music lovers need. And they create a platform and sell on the gadgets that people love to play music, make music, create videos, watch videos, play video games, and so on. They can fall on that platform and do all of that. You see? And another niche market could be that there's a professional training industry, there's a higher education industry, and so on. Everybody has schools whereby they're doing HND, doing degree, doing master's degree, doing MBA, doing all of this. You can start and say, you know what, I'm going to create a school and register with the Ministry of Higher Education, but I'm going to train only poets. People can go and do poetry in high-profile events like presidential campaigns. I'm going to the Senate and do poetry and so on. I'm going to train certified MCs, master of ceremonies. People who can host weddings spellbound. People who can host music events and awards and birthday parties in a different dimension. I'm going to train rappers. I'm going to train spoken word artists. I'm going to train personal development coaches. I'm going to train speakers. I'm going to train this and that and that. That's a niche that you have created from a larger market. And when you do this, you are already like solving your biggest problem in customer acquisition. We're going to see that. Good. I would like people to give me ideas of a niche market based on what you understand by a niche market and the examples I have given. I will, if you can give that from your industry, that would be excellent. Good. Let's go.
Okay. Good evening. This is Hanson talking.
Yes, Hanson, go ahead.
Yeah, Hanson is a fashion designer, and presently I'm actually working on establishing, which is one of the reasons I decided to offer this course.
Okay.
Okay. The next market I'm creating is I want to establish work or a designing workspace where only people on the spotlight can afford. People who like wearing luxurious stuff and
Good.
people who like making people to know where they bought what they are wearing.
Yes.
Yes, I'm not for students, I'm not for parents who are just trying to see if their children can have anything to wear and stuff like that. So my is particularly workers and most especially people in the spotlight, like
Yes.
pastors, MCs, and what have you.
Excellent. I love that. Very good niche market. Yes, yes. Let's talk, guys. Executives, let's talk.
Okay, I'll go.
Yes, Sam, go ahead.
I was stating is a, I was thinking mine is a niche market.
All right. We are done thinking. Let us know. Yes, who is next?
Yeah, I'll. I have a question, but I'll keep it after. I'll just flow up with an example.
Yes, go with your example.
For the moment, the example which I think I can come up is coming out with an online platform to sell just made in Cameroon products. And yes, and another one is creating my consulting services just for agriculture. That means tell out all my activities for consultancy for the next 2 years only on agriculture, the in and out. Is it agro business? Is it agriculture on itself? All the department that, but agriculture, no construction, no education, transport and everything.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, Donald.
Yeah, a niche which we are working on and probably hope to maybe launch by this month end is the app, because we notice that at every given point in time, somebody has something that he wants to sell, and people always want to buy something. So basically what we are doing is we are connecting buyers collecting sellers to buyers through this app within a locality, within a given radius. For example, you may have a mobile phone and then you instantly want to sell it. We have the possibility to, cost about 1 million people to view that device just within, let's say you live in Bamenda and then you want people only can go to know that this is a product you are selling, whether it's a bed, whether it's a gas bottle, just anything.
Yeah. Wow. Very powerful. I love that niche. Yes, last person, Alan, go ahead.
So, good evening to everyone. I believe that everybody knows that I'm into agriculture, and so I'm creating a niche for the supply of pepper to wholesalers, not retailers, just wholesalers in the markets of Mashi Sandaga and the central market in Roya.
Okay.
And I recently had a certified program in career coaching and recruitment consulting, and so I'm also creating a niche market for job seekers who would want to have professional CVs and cover letters. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Excellent. Good. All right, let's continue. Sorry, Raisa, your class is breaking. You'll catch up with the recording. Keep managing. Go into the infrastructure. Okay, let's proceed. Now, I always recommend startups to start with a niche. I always recommend that if you want to start a business for the next 3 years, I've done that for my personal businesses and my startup clients I've worked with, that they have used my model of starting their business with a niche, have always succeeded. I'm going to show you why. Number one, when you start up with a niche, you face less competition because you are not general. You get a point? You face less competition because you are focusing on a very little market that is efficient and people find value in what you're selling. The second reason why a startup will start with a niche is that it is very, very easy for you to build brand leadership. You are able to lead in that sector and you are able to instill a strong brand perception in the minds of the consumers that you're serving in that target market. One of the biggest blessings in business is your ability to build brand leadership. Whatever field that you are in, this is one thing I don't do for my personally for me. I'm always striving to make sure that I am building consistent brand leadership in the industry I want to lead. When you build brand leadership, it is easy for you to control a lot of things. For example, you can control how much you charge. You can control the competitive advantage of the industry into your favor. You can be able to influence other players to bow under your own pressure. No, business is a silent war. When you have strong brand leadership, it's easy for you to win this particular war. And you build strong brand leadership from the base. And when you build, you are satisfying a niche market, that niche market become your loyal fans. There is something in business called 1,000 loyal fans. It's a business concept, which says that as a startup, as a young person or as a young executive venture into business, when you are able to successfully have 1,000 loyal fans who can sing your praises, you are gone. It means that they will automatically sing your praises to other 1,000 people and influence them to buy. And these 1,000 people that they will speak to will be their immediate family members or their friends. And when that happens, you already have 2,000 loyal fans singing your praises. And you are able to still serve that niche excellently. The ripple effect continues, and that's how you build your brand leadership. The next benefit of recommending startups to start with a niche market is they will need little marketing resources. Because you know the exact market, you know where they are, so you don't need to spend general money to do general marketing. Let's say pay high cost of marketing on STV, on Canada, on CRTV, or magazines, or it's very expensive. You know that, okay, you know what? I'm targeting a particular niche market. I can find them in Jangi groups. Instead of paying 100,000 francs for advertisement on billboards or radio or TV, you pay transport for 1,000 francs or 500 francs. You go to Jangi groups on weekends, you meet them in Jangi groups, you do presentation, you did well, and you can sell to 10, 50, 100 people. But you can do marketing on a larger media space. And if you don't have a strong brand leadership, people will hear that this is what you do, but they will not understand what they should come buy from you. Like, for example, imagine a new business. There are many people in the quarters trying to make liquid soap, make Omo and all of that. Imagine you now just get to one morning, you do your own Omo, and then you want to go and advertise on CRTV or on STV. Meanwhile, Mada, Saba, Omo Blow, and all of that, these guys are investing like 15 million a month to fund the advertisement campaign, and you just have barely maybe 1 million francs. What they're showing you your advertisement once in 2 days, they're showing the advert of Saba or Mada every 1 hour after a major program. Who's going to win, right? So when you're a little startup, you have little money, you have little cash, you have little money to invest in marketing resources. So when you have a niche market, you can quickly tell off your little resources to a particular market and you can win. The next is excellence delivery. Yes, you are able to excellently serve the market. You are able to seriously meet the needs of the market in a way that they will not forget you, in a way that the customer experience that you give them is so powerful, which automatically leads to you building strong brand leadership and you being able to lead the sector, and you can be able to make sales that you can bootstrap and grow the business. So like when some of you are working on your ideas right now, I would strongly recommend you don't go general yet, because they're going to go general with limited resources. For example, you cannot go general like MTN. MTN has more money than you. MTN has more cars than you. MTN has more staff than you. MTN has more reach than you. They have many things. So you cannot copy MTN's marketing style and go big in the general market. You start small. If you're an e-commerce, you cannot try to copy Jumia. You cannot try to copy Amazon. You cannot try to copy Alibaba. These guys have more resources than you. But build a tailor niche, win in that niche, build 100 loyal fans, build 1,000 loyal fans, and that's how it grows simultaneously. When an investor is coming in, you know exactly, hey, if this investor gives me 30 million francs, gives me 10 million francs, this is what I'm going to achieve because I master this particular niche market. Any questions about what a niche market is?
Yes, I have a question, please.
Yes, please, shoot.
So from the things I wanted to get a clear cut on this niche issue, because it has also come to my attention once in a while. So I'll understand, niche markets discovered or produced?
Very good question. The two happens actually. Now, here's a funny thing. Actually, there are some times that in business, you will stumble on a niche market. It has happened to me several times, where you build a service or a product for totally something different, and you see people coming to buy that particular service or product for totally a different reason. Do you get the point? So it is very possible that number one, you will stumble on the niche market, and also number two, you can create the niche market. You just need to be very, very attentive. That's why it's good to gather business intelligence, business data. Know why people are buying your product. Because many people buy your product for a different reason. And meanwhile, you're assuming that they're buying because you created the product for them. And if you stumble on the market, you now need to build new marketing styles, new packaging or whatever, and different penetration strategy so that you can exploit the market that you stumbled on it. So yes, a niche market can be stumbled upon and it can be created. A good businessman knows how to do the two. Create it. That's why idea validation is there. Secondly, you can stumble on it. And how do you do that? Pay attention to data. Pay attention to customers' feedback. Pay attention to why they are consuming you. Pay attention to their complaints. You will stumble into a niche market that can change your business. I love that question.
Now when you stumble on a niche market, I guess your what you just said would be, you have very little, to do as marketing, but once you're in the process of creating.
Yes.
So you see, your marketing budget will need to change, right?
Yes, absolutely. It will need to change because when you are creating, what happens? You are anticipating. You get a point? When you are anticipating, God, this is how much I will invest to make it work, right? Secondly, when you stumble on it, you will need to create an emergency marketing budget because you have seen hot cake, you have seen fresh oil. But okay, how do we take advantage of this? What can we do to make sure that we exploit this particular market?
Thank you.
Awesome, great questions. I love those questions. Yes, any other question? Okay, there's no other question. Let's quickly proceed to look at customer acquisition. Please follow the session carefully. Okay, there's a question from Gina Lex. I'll answer that right away. Let me open this. Okay, now, since yesterday we have laid the foundation of this so much, and trust me, if you guys are absorbing this thing, then a lot should be changing. Okay. Let me put the laptop on charge, sorry. Okay, Tina Alex asking a question. Can we have several niches within the same market? Yes, it's possible. Why? Because know that people will always buy your products for different reasons. Like, for example, let's use, let me go back again to Boris's ginger tea. Now, somebody can drink the ginger tea in the morning because they love to drink tea in the morning. That's their reason, and that's why they're buying the ginger tea. Now, another person can buy the tea, can love to drink the tea in the evening before bed, maybe because they know that ginger helps them to relax when they go to bed. That's another. So he can start and create marketing messaging around that particular complaint. He can also, somebody can also drink because, let's say, it helps them to manage their high blood pressure. I'm just giving an example, right? That's another niche market from a general tea drinking market. Good. I hope it's understood. Excellent. Let's proceed. Good. Thank you, Dean Alex. Okay, customer acquisition framework. Yesterday we laid the foundation from idea to money making business. Today we have looked at what's the niche market because all of these are part of customer acquisition. Now, this is something that every executive, every company, big or small, actually go through. Customer acquisition is that process where an entrepreneur or an executive identifies and targets prospective buyers and converts them into paying customers. Now, you now see why we did a niche market, because your prospective buyers can be people in the general market, or you can decide, as a startup, our prospective buyers will be people in a particular niche where we're going to ignore. We're going to ignore a larger market. We're going to ignore a general market. Although we know that these people can buy our products. We know that they need us. We know that they can support us. But we are going to bypass them for now. If they buy our product in the process, that's good. That's a ripple effect. If they don't buy, that's good because we're not targeting them, but because we want to target a particular niche market. And we're going to convert them into paying customers because we're going to make sure that our product and our service satisfy the specific needs, the specific taste, the specific preferences, the specific pain points or the problems that they are going through. So a customer acquisition strategy can be deployed on a variety of fronts, on a variety of areas. What does that mean? Channels, various channels that you can deploy customer acquisition strategy. Now, some examples that we can use. And these are examples that we can use over and over in different areas. Number one is search engine optimization. If you don't know what search engine optimization is, what it's popularly called SEO, go and research. I'm going to explain, but go read more about it. Every executive should know what this means and how it works. Now, search engine optimization is when you go on Google and you type a question, you type, let's say people go on Google and they type coaches in Cameroon, consultants in Cameroon. And the way that I write blog posts, I write on a website, I try to get bloggers in Cameroon to feature me on their platforms and all of that. One thing I'm trying to do there is that I'm trying to do search engine optimization. I'm trying to make sure that my name, my digital footprint, my digital identity is imprinted on the internet. And one of the best ways to do that is to feature on other digital platforms, where you can call them blogs, websites, digital magazines, and so on. So search engine optimization is a way that you do your best to position the keywords of your business on the internet, on various platforms, in a way that if anybody goes on the internet and they are looking for something around that sector, let's go to another example. Let's take Boris again. Somebody goes and type ginger tea in Cameroon. They should expect to see Boris ginger tea on the first page of Google. If that happens, it means that the search engine optimization of Boris ginger tea is performing very well. If the people go on Google and type accounting service providers in Cameroon, and if Honorine's business appears or her name appears, it means that search engine optimization is working. I have a question for you. If they type your name on Google, what's going to appear? That is the strength of their search engine optimization, right? Now, let me stop sharing my screen and show us something that is so powerful. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Now, here's how search engine optimization works. If you want to taste the power of Google, let's say you want to type, let's say, consulting. Now, you see, all these things that Google is suggesting, these are keywords that people have typed in Cameroon looking for consult. It means that, like today, maybe for the last few days, this consulting firm in Cameroon is one of the most used sentences in the sector of consulting. So it means that if, for example, if the search engine optimization of our consulting firm in Cameroon is strong, I click like this. Any business that has a strong search engine optimization presence in Cameroon, they will appear here. This is what Google is going to bring. Look, Google is bringing Think Fast, BC Consulting at Fair Rouge, Casitech at Biamasi, Claudius Business Consulting, Dokoti, this and this and this and this. These are guys that I know them. These are, if they are appearing here on this first page, it means that their search engine optimization is actually very, very good. You go down, you see all these websites that are featuring strategist consulting firm. This is Kawala's consulting firm. You see best consultants in Cameroon is appearing, and so on. This is the power of consulting firms, search engine optimization. So you come, if you are not satisfied, you go to the next page and you keep searching, and so on and so on and so on. And then that's how they are able to find whatever that they are looking for. So if you run a consulting firm, they should be able to find you and so on. So this is the example, and this is customer acquisition model. This is a customer acquisition strategy, because the concept here is that you don't know who is searching for you right now on the internet. As we are making this talking here like this, blah, blah, blah. Somebody somewhere in the country, somewhere around the world is looking for something in Cameroon and they're typing. When you have low digital presence, you're already missing a lot in the search engine in that particular benefits as far as customer acquisition is concerned. So work and improve on your search engine presence as far as that is concerned in customer acquisition. Number 2 is content marketing. Content marketing. I'm sure many of you must have read the messages I share on the group and the messages I share on other groups and I write on our website and Facebook groups and so on. And I'm sure that when you read my message, either you will see that I've embedded that you can buy a course, or I've embedded an upcoming training that is coming up that we are providing. Have you guys noticed that? Anybody noticed that? I need feedback, please. I need feedback. Not that I'm in class. Have you noticed that?
Yes, sir.
Good. The content I shared today. The content I shared today had that. Good. So that is content marketing, whereby you are able, you create interesting content, and you are able to use that content to sell. Some people call it copywriting. You're able to use that content and you sell something of value within the content. You connect what you have created as content, and you connect to what you are selling. That is a way to acquire customers. Like when I do that, I have people who join the various WhatsApp groups. I have people who order for courses. I have people who buy my consulting services and coaching packages just from that content that I create and I share. So you need to, that's why for this particular model to work for you, you need to learn how to create content. You need to learn how to write interesting, valuable content that people can love to read, and when they read, they are able to see the value that you're selling, and they can order it because of the value that they saw in the content that you deliver. The next is affiliate marketing. The next is affiliate marketing. I'm sure many of you have heard about affiliate marketing, whereby, for example, if you notice that I am, my website, for example, has a lot of popularity, you can say, hey, Joybert, please, can you take my book and publish on your website in a place where somebody can come and buy? When they click the book and they buy, you get a commission of 10% and I keep 90%. That's affiliate marketing. It's another form of network marketing. Network marketing is a customer acquisition model, whereby you say, okay, you know what? We're launching this mini MBA program. For those that are registered already, if you bring one person, we're going to give you 10,000 francs. We're going to give 5,000 francs. The more people you bring from your network, the more people you influence to join, we give you a percentage of the fee that they use to join. That is network marketing, and that is a customer acquisition model. Digital advertising, of course. You must have heard about Google AdSense. You must have heard about all these online advertisements. Like sometimes when you're watching a video on YouTube and the video stops, an advert plays before the video continues. When you're watching some of these Nigerian videos or Cambodian videos on YouTube, comedy music, when the music reaches 1 minute or 2 minutes, it stops. An ad plays before it continues. Have you guys noticed that? Has somebody ever noticed that? Good. Excellent. Good. Good. So that is digital advertising, and that is customer acquisition strategy. The next is traditional advertising, which has been there for a while. Print media, print, TV, radio, many people use nowadays. And of course, for those who are doing marketing research, you know that these are dying down and people are tilting towards search engine optimization, content marketing, affiliate marketing, digital marketing, and so on. So you advertise on TV so that people can see and do that. But people try to be very tailored right now, whereby they go on TV and they sponsor a particular program. Maybe they sponsor a popular talk show, or they sponsor a movie, or they sponsor football. Like, for example, when you're watching football on Super Sport, you see that on the right, on the downside right of the screen, you see Guinness is going to pop up. You see a betting company is going to pop up while football is going on, or while they have scored a goal, or while they have given a penalty, or what. That is when something that is intense and is causing attraction is happening, something always pop up to advertise that. That is customer acquisition strategy. Trade shows another strategy that people can use. You go to trade shows and you showcase whatever you're doing. Direct mail. This works in countries whereby are more advanced. It works in Nigeria and South Africa a lot, whereby, for example, you can decide and use the postal system, and let's say a magazine, for example, a magazine can decide and distribute, use the postal boxes and distribute 1,000, 2,000 magazines to everybody that owns a postal box or a post office box, right? And these magazines carry content, these magazines carry advertising from different companies and all of that. That's an example of direct mail. Or you can decide you're selling something to teachers, for example, and decide and partner with a post office and say, okay, please, I would like you to send this message. I would like to send this letter to all teachers in your network. And the post office delivers the mail to all the teachers in their network, and the teachers receive the letter or that envelope, and when they open the envelope, they see the message, an advertisement message or a letter of you advertising a new service or a new product, or a new book, or a new school where you're recruiting and all of that. Email marketing. We do a lot of email marketing, whereby we send mass email to different people. The email can contain products. The email can contain upcoming events. The email can contain messages. The email can contain content marketing, copywriting, whatever. When you send mass emails to people, and people receive and they read these emails, they are able to get something from this email, and they can take action by clicking a link, or by calling you, by sending you a message, or by replying to the email and ordering for your product. The next, of course, is social media campaigns. Social media campaigns is a customer acquisition model, whereby you can do social media ads on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and so on. And you can use videos, or you can use interesting pictures or flyers. Now, these are various fronts that a business can decide and choose based on, one, their niche market, because their niche market establish where the niche market can be found. There are some niche markets that if you do social media campaigns, they will not buy because they're not even on the internet. There are some people that if you do TV, they will not buy because they are not there. There are some people that if you do trade shows, they will not buy because they don't attend trade shows, right? So you can go further and add churches. Going to do church announcements is a customer acquisition strategy. Going to market squares, going to Njangi groups, all of that. So all of these, whatever method, whatever front that you decide to choose, as far as your customer acquisition model is concerned, it all depends on the customers. Where can you find them? And if they leverage or use that channel for whatever reason, and you can take advantage of it. That's why young people do social media campaigns. You'll find them there. Good. Continue, we'll get questions. So 2 important actions to take when you're seeking a customer acquisition model. 2 important actions to take. Number 1, the best way to know which channels offer your highest value is to test a variety of them. Yes, it's always recommended that for you to know your perfect channel that works for you, you need to test a variety of them, right? You can start and test WhatsApp messaging, broadcast lists, and sharing in groups. You can start and test that. For example, that works for us very, very much. When we want to launch a training, we do WhatsApp group sharing, we do broadcast list sharing, we do email marketing. This works for us, and we have tested many. Sometimes we work from office to office and we distribute letters of invitation to attend our training. This works for us. Sometimes we do SMS marketing, where you pay 10 francs for 1 SMS and they send 1,000 SMS to potential clients or numbers in your database, and you inform them that, oh, we have this upcoming training coming up, we would like to take advantage and all of that. But before now, several years back, we have tried many. We have done flyers sharing, we have done church visits, we have done radio presentation, we have printed calendars and pasted on the street and all of that. When you do many of these, you are able to see the channels that produces the highest value. And that's why it's always recommended as a businessman, when a customer comes to you, find a way to ask, how did you know about us? Where did you find us? And when you do that, take note. You will notice that at the end of the day, at the end of a particular month or period, you will see that a high number of clients came from a particular channel or from a particular model, and you can amplify on that particular model and get the highest value from that model. Number two, to measure the relative performance and customer acquisition cost of each channel. Yes, because, for example, the cost of acquiring customers through television is not the same like the cost of acquiring customers by moving on the street and pasting calendars or pasting flyers on electric poles. The cost of paying social media ads on Facebook is not the same of paying YouTube ads. But it's important to know that a good executive, a good entrepreneur measures the relative performance of each channel and also calculate the cost of using a particular channel. That's why it's important that as an executive, you and I, we need to know how to calculate customer acquisition cost. And to calculate customer acquisition cost for a select period of time is simple. Divide the total marketing expenditure by the number of customers acquired. Let's say, for example, you used 300,000 francs to market your product on STV. And when you do that, you had 50 clients that came and said that we saw you on STV, and that's why we are here. You take that marketing cost and marketing expenditure, and you are able to divide by the number of customers acquired. You're able to get the cost of acquiring a particular customer. Let's look at it deeply. So normally, customer acquisition cost involves things like marketing cost, right? Salaries of marketing directors, sales personnel, and all of that, however you want to call it. Marketing software, we are using a software. Maybe let's assume that you are using a Salesforce software. You need to put that there. Outsourcing a service. Let's say, for example, you want to hire a third party to do your SMS marketing. Like, we want to do that. You want to hire a third party to do your Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Twitter ads. You can put that there on outsourced services. Sales and marketing overhead, standard costs that you incur to be able to deliver your marketing services. Then the C at the end is the number of customers acquired. So you take that and you divide that. I love this formula because it helps you to see detailing the things that you are able to go through when you want to market or acquire a particular customer. The general marketing cost, maybe you have what they call foot soldiers, sales agent who move from door to door and whatever and do that, and you're paying them allowances and bonuses and all of that. Maybe you use the software or to calculate the impact of the work of Salesforce, to calculate the performance of what they call data analytics, the performance of Google ads, performance of YouTube ads, and all of that. Outsourced services, you use this and you're able to see, okay, what is really the cost of acquiring one customer if we use television? What is the cost of acquiring one customer if we use social media? What is the cost of acquiring one customer if we move from church to church and pay just transport, get flyers, and share in these churches? When you do all of this, you look at the best performing one with the least cost, which one is effective, and you can capitalize on that before you are able to see the success that you desire. So, questions to ask during customer acquisition planning. There are some particular questions that I always recommend strongly strongly recommend that executives should ask when they are in the process of customer acquisition planning. People like Boris who are still launching, people like Donald, whoever is still to launch, pay attention to this. Number one, who is our ideal customer, the target persona? We handled this during the first class of idea validation. Go back to that course. Who is our ideal customer? You need to have an answer to this question. Number two, what are our business goals? Do we want to achieve brand awareness? Do we want to get more leads for our products? Do we want more conversion? Do we want to convert more target people to be paying customers? Do you want revenue growth? Do you want to multiply how much you're already making as money? You need to decide that. Which channels will we use to generate interest and demand? Yes, we're talking about that. Are we going to use social media campaigns? Are we going to use local radios? Are we going to improve on our search engine optimization? Are we going to use churches? Whatever that you decide, flyers. Which channels will we use to generate the interest and the demand that we desire? Next is, how will we measure the campaign success? How will we know that the acquisition strategy that we have implemented is working? Are we going to collect data from sales agents? Are we going to create a Microsoft Excel sheet where on a daily basis we record, we track the activity of all the sales force? Are we going to start asking customers when they call you, hello, I want to order for your services. Okay, thank you so much, sir, for calling. Please, can you tell us how you heard about us? Oh, a friend recommended us. You write, okay, recommendation. Oh no, I saw you on Facebook. You write Facebook ad. Oh no, I saw you on YouTube. Oh, YouTube ad. Oh, I saw you while Google searching on the internet. Oh, search engine optimization. This is how you now ask those questions and get the data to be able to measure the success of the campaign. And it's possible that in this case, you can do, let's say, 300,000 francs in online optimization, and everybody that calls you say that we heard about you on the radio. Nobody mentions the internet. You know, okay, you know what? Radios are more effective than the internet. When you ask these questions, they help you greatly in how you design your customer acquisition strategy, which one you want to choose. So for a business to remain competitive and sustainable, the leader must learn to do two key things. For a business to remain competitive and sustainable, the leader must learn to do two key things. The book you see on the left is my upcoming book. I wrote the book last year, no time to publish yet. Well, publish very soon. Good. Two things. Number one, first, you all executives, you have to build strategy and actions that can attract and convert new customers. First, you need to build strategy and actions that can attract and convert new customers. And you do that by choosing any customer acquisition model that you have tested that works for you, and you execute it with all determination and all that you have in you. Next, leaders should establish working systems that the team can execute to educate, persuade, and influence existing customers to spend more in buying the value the business creates. You need to establish a system, establish a marketing strategy, a marketing policy. Or for example, you can establish like bonuses. For example, buy one, take two, or buy from us every day for 3 days and get the bonus the fourth time. Or you can decide to do yearly giveaways to consistent customers. Customers who have bought from us every year, every month for the whole year. We're going to give them a car. We're going to give them an additional gift and all of that. Whatever that you can establish as an executive, which is a working system that the team can execute to educate, persuade, and influence existing customers to spend more money on you, to spend more money in buying the value that the business is creating. These two things are important in customer acquisition: a strategy and actions that attract and convert new customers. Number two, a system in place that the team that execute, even in your absence, to educate, persuade, and influence existing customers to spend more in buying the value that your business is creating. When you do this, your customer acquisition will be seamless and you will not struggle. Questions? I notice many people are having internet issues, trying to join in and internet is kicking them out. Don't bother, it's recorded. Follow up later. Okay, any questions, please?
Yes, I wanted to ask about the extent use of
Sorry?
bot already. I wanted to ask about the extent of use
Yes.
of bot.
Yes.
Of bot already in a context.
Yeah.
For example, it comes to the second point in your stuff, which said that should create systems that
Yes.
can and work even in their absence. So I wanted to know if incorporating that in my business, is it something that is already widely known? Is it something that might give respond to my needs?
Yes. Yes, continue. Sorry about that. But I got your question. I got the sense of your question. Can I respond?
Yes, I would like to know if bots are already effectively understood, widely accepted already in our community.
Okay. Actually, bots are already working around us, but the challenge is that we have not reached that level where we can build our own bots yet because they're not popular. For example, UB is already using their bots, like Leo is a bot, a chat bot that they are using. And the truth is that they're using bots mostly from other countries, and they're able to work on us here. For example, have you ever noticed that you go on YouTube and you search maybe a particular electronic, or you go on Google and you search a particular thing, and you notice that a few minutes later, Facebook is showing you similar products that you search on Google or YouTube. Has anybody ever noticed that?
Exactly.
Good. Those are bots like that, part of AI in marketing. So
already entered the court and going to do that.
Sam, please, Sam, stop unmuting yourself when you're in a noisy area. Okay, so
hello.
You're in a noisy area and you're unmuting yourself, and noise is coming into class. Okay, so as I was saying, bots the challenge with bots is that our local expertise cannot yet build bots that are very, very efficient. Let me give an example. Like there was a time I was in the US, and I visited a particular location. And when you visit that location and the location sign on your phone, if the location sign on your phone is on, what happens? The adverts done by businesses in those areas start popping on your phone. When you open your phone, they start popping on your phone, either on your Facebook or on your Google or on your Google Maps if you are searching for anything. Those are the works of bots and AI. The truth is that it's only increasing. If you can afford to buy one and use, you can. Guys are buying it and using it. You can afford to have a team that can build one, they can build it for you. But the truth is that bots will only increase. They will greatly increase. They're already around us, just that they are foreign. But soon they'll start being homegrown. Guys will start building it around that they can use. Like I know guys in Douala who are building bots, trading bots for cryptocurrency and forex, right? The challenge is just the skills and the experience to build this bot and use them. So yes, prepare for it, anticipate for it as far as marketing is concerned.
Okay.
Okay, any other question? Okay, if there's no question, we get to work. I gave an assignment yesterday, and the assignment was that people should create packages, right? For, for whatever they're doing. Now, the second step of that assignment is that choose any of the customer acquisition model based on the niche of your market. Follow this assignment carefully. What you've created yesterday, your packages that you create as a result of yesterday's assignment. The second part of the assignment is that choosing whatever acquisition model you want to use. Whether you want to use TV, social ads, whatever, many of the examples that we have given. Choose and decide to do and create a customer acquisition model for the package that you have created. And of course, to a particular niche, create a niche for your package and create a customer acquisition model for that particular niche. Build a PowerPoint presentation and of course, send before Friday, as we know. Any question about the assignment?
Yes, sir. I have a question.
Yes.
I was looking at yesterday's assignment in my own field.
Yes.
Where I'm not selling a particular product, and the services I'm offering are a little bit quite different from actually just services.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing customized dresses. That's to say, you bring your design, or maybe you're in need of a particular design, design it, and you pay. So I was trying to see how do I do the packaging and all of that for in my case.
Let me give you a practical example. Have you heard of this lady called Marfo Designs?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Now, there was a time I spoke to Marfo Designs, and I told her that she needs to start making dresses for young change makers. And I said she could pass through my network and another network and be able to sew dresses for young entrepreneurs especially in Anglophone Cameroon and young change makers. Then she started making my dresses, and I think there was a picture that had most of any word, it's not here. Any how do I say that? Any African wear that you saw is made by her. Then so she made that and she called it change makers dress, right?
Yeah.
And she started attending seminars. Any event I'm speaking in Douala, Boya, she will come and attend. And when she noticed that another speaker is there, she makes a free dress for that speaker and come and give that speaker and say that this is part of my change makers collection. You understand? And that is why in less than few weeks, if you look at majority of my friends and other speakers and entrepreneurs started wearing a lot of Marfo designs on Facebook, and the name only increased, right? So you can do that. And so you can start and create, especially in fashion, the strength in fashion is creating a collection and giving it a name. You can start and create a collection of suits and say, okay, this suit is young executive suit. And you can make it, add a little style in it, and the messaging changes. You come to Boris and say, hey, Boris, I'm a tailor and I'm a fashion designer, and I have this collection for young executives. It's called a Young Executives Collection. Boris will automatically find himself in that suit, wearing that suit, because it fits his personality. You understand? So you can start and break that niche to as many as kids, women, men, different social classes, and your brand messaging, which accompanies your customer acquisition model, is very important, because in fashion, people buy the message and the spirit of the dress. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's why in fashion, if you are able to tell a story behind why you make the dress, They're able to communicate the spirit behind the dress and get the people's attention. Like if you look at okay, if you look at I want to show something. If you look at it, some of the dresses that I wear for the Afro-Tues, these dresses, trust me, they are not super different that way from what people have done in how do I say this? From what some of you fashion designers have done, right? But the point is that the way she communicated it, I would like to buy it. She said, okay, this is a change maker's collection, and you're a change maker, and this suits you. So I love to buy it because I find myself in the story of the fashion. Because if you look at really suits that people wear in different collections, it is really no big difference. Is that true? But the point is that people buy because who made it? What is the story behind that? And how is it presented? Same for this, all of this. These are our collections. And she made them and she presented around and say, oh, look, this is a change makers collection. This is a young entrepreneurs collection. And she did that when she comes to an entrepreneurs event, she presented. And entrepreneurs are going and buying, oh, entrepreneurs collection, change makers collection, and they love it. So tailor it, create a niche around different set of people, create a story around it. That's why brand messaging is very important. The message that accompanies your product, especially in fashion, is very, very important. I hope it's understood.
Clear, sir.
Awesome. Excellent. Good.